What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone for a transfer update. And there is a transfer update. The update is that Koopmeiners or his agents have given Juve an undisclosed time frame. They're basically telling Juve, make it happen, or we're gonna make something else happen that doesn't include you in the future of Koopmeiners. Basically, that is the news, and that was kind of expected because Koopmeiners wants to move from Atalanta, and if Juve are not pushing up the money or putting the money on the table, then well, as a player, you also need to look at your own interest. And there is an update on Nico Gonzalez, a very interesting one actually, and a very confusing one at the same part. But he is becoming more of a quote-unquote main target after Adeyemi completely fell through. I will talk about that in a sec as well. But before we do that, smash the like button, hit that subscribe button as well, and let's talk about Koopmeiners. Okay, so we're gonna go Alfredo Pedula because he put out an article and he actually spoke on Sport Italia, whatever you want to go with, saying that basically there was no bid for Koopmeiners. I know Fabrizio Romano is obviously not a big Fabrizio Romano fan, but Fabrizio Romano said we are gonna make a bid for Koopmeiners. It's 45, whatever, blah blah blah, so on and so on. He's saying no bid was made. What he's actually saying is that Koopmeiners' agent have prioritized Juve, having reached an agreement on his wages months ago. They're urging the club to make a strong move, otherwise they will make the necessary decisions and any scenario could unfold. Basically saying that if you're not putting that money on the table, then we maybe should be looking at Liverpool or whatever team is interested in him. Now, he also added that this week, potentially there could be new direct contacts, like face-to-face contacts. And he also added that the offer that Juve will make will be 50 million plus. Nico Schira said it will be 50 million euros for Koopmeiners, cash basically, plus a future percentage on the resale, which I kind of doubt Atalanta is gonna include in that deal. I think they rather will have bonuses on a future resale on a player who's 26ish. I don't think they're gonna do that. But it's very interesting that even like us as fans are saying, oh, come on, get that deal over the line if you really want him, because Nico Schira said Motta really wants him because he thinks he's key to his project. Now, if you agree or disagree with that case, if you promise Motta to sign Koopmeiners when you told him we cannot sign Calafiori and Koopmeiners, pick one, and he said I need Koopmeiners more so than Calafiori, then it's on you. If you said I can make that work, I can make that happen, then you should be doing that, obviously, but also as soon as possible. The fact that it's probably going to drag on if he joins before actually we play Como or just before that, it's not ideal. It's not ideal for Motta because he needs to start the season preparation without a key player. It's not ideal for the players as well because now you need to include Koopmeiners in that team and he needs to gel in. And also for Koopmeiners, he needs to know the new system, new teammates, all that whilst the season is basically kicking off. So it's not an ideal situation right now. And that's on Giuntoli, not on Motta or on Koopmeiners. But Koopmeiners agents are basically saying, Giuntoli, we agreed with you ages ago, basically months ago. What is going to happen? Are you actually going to get this over the line or what? That's basically what the situation is. Now, 50 million euros plus bonuses, people will say that's too much. But if we want to get Koopmeiners, it's probably going to get around that. I thought 45 plus 5, I thought that was fairish, if you like, kind of fair. But I think it's going to cost 50 plus, I don't know, 5 or something like that before you can get Koopmeiners away from Atalanta. But yeah, it is interesting that now even his agents are putting pressure because Alfredo Pedula said that the Romano story basically was kind of put out by his camp to actually speed up the process, which I kind of do not agree with or believe with, because if they are waiting so long on Juve, they'll probably contact the Juve saying, hey, is something going to happen, rather than, going behind Giuntoli's back, putting out there, yeah, the bid is coming in. I don't think that's actually also the case. But Koopmeiners telling Juve, make it happen or I need to look elsewhere. Now, the other news story is Nico Gonzalez. news name popped up kind of out of nowhere, if we're being completely honest. The Adeyemi news came out saying it's not happening. That's what Romano said. Maybe in agreement with the player in place whatsoever. There was never a bid made. Dortmund want to keep him, or they want a crazy offer. Crazy offer being around 50 million euros. Juve are not willing to pay that. So that deal, dead in the water. Completely dead in the water. Forget about it as of now. That's why Nico Gonzalez came into play. And you can add the entire list of players. But the Nico Gonzalez, the moment that news came out, I said, we really want to get rid of McKennie, right? And that's what Alfredo Padula is saying, that the Gonzalez is a target, but only on the condition of a player being included in the deal. Juve has offered McKennie and Kostic. Fiorentina wants cash, although they are interested in one of the player being McKennie. Mirko Di Natale said that they are interested in McKennie, but they'd rather do a separate deal and even a loan kind of deal. I don't think Juve are going to do that. I think they want to get rid of McKennie, maybe loan with an obligation, because if you loan him out with an option, you failed again being Giuntoli massively, because that means you're going to renew his contract so you can loan him out. It's a hot mess. You cannot do that. I don't think McKennie is in for that type of solution as well. So that deal, the Nico Gonzalez deal, I don't think the club is going to pay 35 for Nico Gonzalez. I think they are willing to pay 30 for the winger, 30, winger, 35, excuse me. But I don't think they're going to pay that up or willing to pay that for Nico Gonzalez. So the only way this is going to happen is if you're going to include McKennie or Kostic apparently in that deal. So I know a lot of people do not like Nico Gonzalez. I like him. It's underwhelming. I'm not going to lie. He adds goals to it. Not 100% he adds goals. I think he's good. I think he's physically enough to do well in Europe as well. It's a gamble. I get it. Technically he's sounded, but passing-wise, building up play and all those things a little bit, linking up play, he's not great at. Even that being said, every time I watch Nico Gonzalez or watch Fiorentina, he always feels like a threat. That is the same feeling I have when I watch Adeyemi play, and that's the only similarity I think I have when it comes to certain wingers being linked, because it's a bit all over the place, but it feels like Motta wants a player who's just a threat to begin with. Forget about the output. I think he views it at that I will fix later. It just needs to be a threat. Speed, whatever, or anything that kind of puts defenses on their toes, basically. But that's it. That's the news update ahead of the second test against Stade Brest at the Pescara Stadium Saturday. So tomorrow at 9 p.m. Gonna be interesting. I think we're gonna see less next-gen players because Facundo Gonzalez and Luiz already training with the next gen. I think we're going to see more first teamers start. You're going to get the players who just joined in that second half. Again, I expect a better game overall, 90 minutes, because you're going to play better players. I'm expecting especially a better first half rather than a second half. And then we will see the new guys or the players who are just back in training a couple of days ago, like Danilo, Bremer, Douglas Luiz, these are Yildiz, who just came back and just, fitness. For them, especially fitness. But we will talk about that game post-game, so stay tuned for that as well. But first off, let me know, do you think we're going to get Koopmeiners at 50? Is plus bonuses, is that way too much? And Nico Gonzalez, if you do not like him, I get it. But if it means getting rid of McKennie because he's out of contract, do you understand why the club is trying to do this deal? Let me know in the comments, and speak to you guys very soon. Ciao.